Come in, come in. The kettle is just beginning to sing, and there is a fresh batch of rain starting to tap against the roof. It's a perfect rhythm, isn't it? A natural metronome for a world that has forgotten how to keep time. Sit down, rest your weary bones. I've been watching the clock on the wall today, the one I finally fixed last spring. It doesn't race. It doesn't panic. It just moves, one steady beat at a time. I wish we were more like that clock. Lately, it feels as though the whole world is running a race that has no finish line. Everyone is in such a hurry to get to the next thing, the next place, the next milestone, that they are completely missing the life they are standing in right now. Tonight, I want to talk to you about the art of slowing down. It is a lost art, my friend, but it is the only one that can truly save your soul. I remember a time, back in my late 30s, when I was the fastest man in the room. Or at least, I thought I was. I had 2 phones on my desk, a calendar full of appointments, and a mind that was always 3 days ahead of my body. I thought that being busy was the same thing as being important. I thought that if I stopped moving, even for a second, I would become obsolete. I remember driving through the countryside one autumn afternoon. The trees were putting on a show that would make a king jealous, vibrant reds, deep oranges, golds that looked like they were lit from within. But I didn't see them. I was too busy calculating my next move, worrying about a meeting that hadn't even happened yet. I was physically there, but my spirit was miles away. Now, 40 years later, I would give anything to go back to that afternoon, pull the car over, and just sit under one of those trees for an hour. I missed a masterpiece because I was too busy checking my watch. We treat our lives like a task list to be completed instead of a story to be told. We gulp down our coffee instead of tasting it. We scan the news instead of reading it. We look at our screens instead of looking into the eyes of the person sitting across from us. And for what? To save a few minutes. What are we doing with those saved minutes anyway? Usually, we just fill them with more noise, more rush, and more anxiety. We are a generation of people who know the price of everything and the value of nothing, largely because value requires time to be understood. You cannot appreciate the depth of a friendship in a 5-minute conversation. You cannot feel the peace of a forest if you are running through it to reach a destination. The best things in life, the true treasures, are slow cooked. They require patience, attention, and a willingness to be still. Think about the things that actually matter to you now. When you look back at your life, do you remember the days you worked late at the office? Do you remember how fast you could answer your mail? No. You remember the slow Sunday mornings when the sunlight hit the kitchen table just right. You remember the long walks where you said absolutely nothing but felt completely understood. You remember the sound of a child's laughter or the way the air smelled after a summer storm. These are the moments that build a life. And yet, these are the very moments we sacrifice on the altar of speed. We are so afraid of being bored that we have made ourselves incapable of being peaceful. Boredom is often just the waiting room for creativity and reflection. If you never allow yourself to be bored, you will never allow yourself to be deep. I knew an old carpenter once, a man named Eli. He worked in a small shop at the edge of town. He didn't use power tools. Everything was done by hand, chisels, planes, and saws that hummed with a rhythm of their own. I asked him once why he didn't modernize, why he didn't want to finish his work faster. He stopped what he was doing, wiped his brow with a stained handkerchief, and looked at me with the clearest eyes I've ever seen. He said, "Christopher, if I work faster, the wood doesn't have time to tell me what it wants to be. If I rush, I'm just making furniture. If I take my time, I'm making a legacy." He understood something that we have forgotten: quality is a byproduct of stillness. Whether you are building a chair or building a life, you have to give the materials time to settle. You have to listen to the grain of the wood. You have to respect the process. Slowing down is not about doing less, it's about doing things with more intention. It's about choosing to be present in the mundane. There is a great dignity in washing the dishes slowly, feeling the warm water on your hands and the weight of the plates. There is a sacredness in drinking a cup of tea and doing nothing else but drinking that tea. When we rush through the chores of our lives, we are effectively wishing our lives away. We are saying, "I can't wait for this moment to be over." But when you add up all those moments you wanted to be over, you find that you've wished away half of your existence. What a tragedy it is to reach the end of your days and realize that you were never actually there for most of them. The world will try to tell you that you are falling behind. It will whisper that you need to be more productive, more connected, more efficient. But I want you to try an experiment tomorrow. Wake up 15 minutes earlier than usual, not to do more work, but to do nothing. Just sit. Watch the light change in the room. Listen to the world waking up. Don't reach for your phone. Don't check the news. Just be. You will find that those 15 minutes of stillness will anchor your entire day. They will give you a center of gravity that the chaos of the world cannot pull you away from. You will find that when you move slower, you actually see more. You notice the small bird on the fence. You hear the tone of voice in your spouse's greeting. You feel the ground beneath your feet. You start to inhabit your own skin again. As we get older, time seems to speed up. We often say, "I don't know where the year went." But time doesn't actually go faster, we just stop paying attention. When everything is a blur of activity, nothing stands out, and the days melt into one indistinguishable mass. But when you slow down, you stretch the moments. You give them edges and colors. You make them memorable. A day lived slowly feels much longer and richer than a week lived in a blur. We cannot add more years to our lives, but we can certainly add more life to our years. We can make the time we have left feel like an eternity if we only learn to stop racing toward the grave. The grave will wait for us, my friend. There is no need to hurry to get there. I think of the seasons. Does the spring rush to become summer? Does the winter panic because the flowers aren't blooming yet? No. Nature moves with a grand, unhurried grace. Everything happens in its own time. There is a season for growing, a season for holding, and a season for letting go. We are a part of that nature, yet we try to live as though we are machines. We try to be in perpetual bloom, in constant production. But even the earth needs to lie fallow sometimes. Even the sun disappears every evening to give the world a chance to dream. You deserve that same grace. You deserve to have seasons where your only job is to exist and to observe. Take a deep breath. Can you feel it? The air entering your lungs, the slight pause at the top, and the slow release. That is the rhythm of life. It's not a sprint. It's a slow, steady tide. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, try to let go of the tension of the day. Let go of the list of things you didn't get done. They will still be there tomorrow, or they won't, and either way, the world will keep spinning. Give yourself permission to be slow. Give yourself permission to be quiet. You are not a human doing, you are a human being. And being takes time. It takes space. It takes a quiet thought. I remember my grandfather's porch. He had an old rocking chair that creaked in a specific way. He would sit there for hours, just watching the road. He wasn't waiting for anyone. He wasn't looking for news. He was just participating in the world by being a witness to it. I used to think he was wasting time. Now, I realize he was the wisest man I ever knew. He was harvesting the day, 1 second at a time. He knew that the world doesn't need more of our activity, it needs more of our presence. It needs people who are settled enough to see the truth, and quiet enough to hear the heart. Let's try to be those people. Let's reclaim our time from the thieves of hurry and noise. The fire is burning low now, and the house is settling into the deep silence of the night. It's a good time to stop. Not because we have finished everything, but because we have done enough. Tomorrow will have its own pace, but for tonight, let the world go on without you. It can manage for a few hours. Rest in the knowledge that you don't have to earn your place in this world by being fast. You have earned it simply by being here, with your scars, your wisdom, and your quiet heart. Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for listening. Until we meet again, walk slowly, breathe deeply, and remember, the best things in life aren't at the end of the road. They are the road itself. Good night, my friend. Sleep well.